What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Red Ranch. Today we got a really special video. We're going to be cutting into some more rosewood. Uh, for one, it's my favorite wood, and this is a pretty rare log that I've acquired. This tree has fallen over in the storm, and I was delivering some furniture to a client, and on my way back home, I was driving right by a house, and I looked, and looked like rosewood. So I did a double take, swung back around, realized that it was rosewood, started knocking on neighbors' doors, and pretty soon I got the homeowner's number, called, made an arrangement to cut the tree down, and here we are. After cutting it down, picking up all the logs, did some cleanup work for her, and she gave me the tree for free. In terms of length, this is a 10-foot long log. Now, it's very rare that I've seen a log get this length in rosewood. And if you do see them, then the trees are still standing and they're in a pretty safe spot, because all the old trees are starting to get knocked down by these storms down here in Florida. And it's a very, very, very interesting piece here, because it's going to have some really nice figure right here in the crotch section, up in the front. And there's a couple knots along the way, so there's quite a bit to cut out of this. We're gonna make the slabs around 2.5 inches thick, and we're gonna have to definitely do some trimming. I can show you an up close of it right now. As you can see, the log is pretty close in the rails on this side, on the left side of the log. On the right side, we got a bit to trim off there. And I know from experience that this is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, but fingers crossed it's not. But we'll take a couple cuts off the top to get some weight off of it, because this was literally the heaviest my equipment could lift, my tractor could lift. So we got to take some weight off of it first, and see where she stands after we get some weight off of it, see if we can lift it up, flip it over, and then we can make the rest of our cuts. So I got to put the blade on, got to grease up the bearings, got to put gas in it, got to do my whole checklist before I start the sawmill. So we'll see when we're ready. Alright, I just had to make some necessary cuts. If you can look down the track, you'd see that branch unfortunately wouldn't let the saw carriage all the way through a cut, so I had to cut it all out of the way. Unfortunately, I'd rather leave it, but show that, figure of the branch coming out, but this will have to do. This thing's already 24 inches wide. That's the max width I can cut on this sawmill, on this lm30 Norwood. So I had to cut that piece off. It's right there on the ground now, and do a couple other cuts. Had to shave off that so it let me pass through, and a little piece of bark down there. So I'm gonna seal all these open wounds now with some anchor seal to prevent it from cracking when it dries. And we're gonna make our first cut here shortly. Now I knew going into this that this tree was going to be one of those logs that just fights you all the way through. Every cut you're going to have to do a little trimming or something like that. But we got 2 cuts so far, and we're going to do a little water reveal with the hose. Get some of the sawdust off here and check this stuff out. It's already looking beautiful. This is mostly just a first cut piece, a lot of bark on it and everything. The piece below it, it's going to be really nice. Beautiful dark grain. Once we flip these pieces over, we'll really be able to see a lot more than what we're seeing now. So let me rinse these off and flip them over, and we can check them out together. All right, I got to tell you guys, this stuff really gets my engines turning. So we got the 2 pieces rinsed off, and now we have a better look at the grain, and we can just see how beautiful this stuff is. And we're just starting to peek through that that crotch section where those 2 branches were coming together, and the farther down we go, the more dramatic it's going to be. Check this piece out over here. We've got that figuring going on right in there. It just swoops down to this beautiful, nice wide slab with all this dramatic figuring going on. It's got some yellows and some browns. It almost looks like it's got some purples right down in here. I love this stuff. Why can't this be the new walnut? This is Florida's walnut, in my opinion, because of course walnut doesn't grow in Florida. It's too wet down here for it. So this is like Florida's walnut, and still not many people know about this stuff. It is getting kind of scarce though, because you can't replant the stuff, from what I've heard, and you can't import it because overseas they're chopping all the stuff down and they're trying to preserve it. But it's just beautiful when you get the chance to actually get some of it. Awesome stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to try to lift this up with the tractor now that we cut some weight off of it, and attempt to flip it over. That way we can make our final cuts, make our final slabs. Okay, this is like the big moment of truth. I flipped it over, flipped the log over, and I made a couple cuts. Over there is the first cut, real skinny piece, but be good for a project. And now we're getting into the really good sections where it's got a lot of figuring, and some really neat stuff. We're just gonna rinse this off real quick and see what we got for a reveal. Amazing. Holy cow. Check out that figuring right there. That is amazing. It's just beautiful stuff. Little bark inclusion in there, but nothing good old epoxy won't fix. Got a little bit of feathering right in here. Well, that's all feathering right in there, that area, so it looks really cool. Shimmers back at you, both sides of the knots. Let's see what we got on the main log here. See what's going on in here. Just stunning, stunning stuff. Amazing stuff right here. Oh, wow. Beautiful figuring. This would just make a beautiful dining table. A couple of pieces like this. Amazing. See more of the straight grain down in here. This is where we're getting into the quarter sawn section, where the rings of the tree are going to be facing up. Some really nice straight grain there on both sides. Such a beautiful wood. Very hard, very hard. This is actually a fresh blade that I'm cutting this with, and it's struggling. Such a hard, dense wood. Well, let me flip these slabs over and see what we got on the other side of them real quick. Okay, flipped them over. Let's see. Rinse them down again. Wow. Oh my goodness. Check that out, you guys. That's just breathtaking stuff right there. That's amazing. All that feathering going on in the grain. Both sides. Wow. I love it. I love what I do. You get to see some amazing things every single day. It's such a blessing. Get the rest of that off there. It's another beautiful piece right there. Unbelievable. It's nature's art. Nobody could ever replicate anything like this. And with rosewood, there are soil deposits. You can see soil deposits as it's growing. It picks up this soil. It's got these white silica deposits in there, and those will really dull the blade. So maybe my brand new blade is not so sharp anymore after cutting through all that. Goes all the way through the slab, but that's okay. The end result always prevails. Beautiful. All right, we got probably 2 or 3 more slabs out of the section that's left. We're gonna continue cutting into it. Okay, whew. This thing fought me all the way through every single slab. Such a dense wood. Took forever to cut through just to get through one cut. But we are done with our cuts. Now it's time to see what we have left. What the final pieces are gonna look like. Just gorgeous stuff. Oh my goodness. Some more beautiful, beautiful figuring, grain, lots of yellows and browns over there. Now I ended up cutting these slabs at 2¼ inches thick. So I was left with a 1 inch thick piece on the bottom. Might be 1¼ inch, maybe a little thicker or so, but nice thick 2¼ inch slabs. So when they dry and you flatten them and everything else, you maybe end up with about a 2 inch slab. This stuff dries really flat, as long as you keep ratchet straps on it and it's all leveled and even and everything else. Dries super nice. Now these ended up being 10-foot long, little over 10 feet, and around around 21 to 24 inches wide. So really, you could probably use one of these just for a countertop in a kitchen or something too, or a bar or a table. Anything you might dream of with this stuff. Just really rare, wide pieces of rosewood. In Florida, never seen a rosewood this big. And we got some really nice pieces out of it. Beautiful. Okay, everybody, this is the aftermath of what we got. We got 8 slabs, and they weigh a crap ton per slab. This log, when it was a full log, weighed so much that it actually bent my sawmill rail. Just like that. So I'm gonna have to straighten that out. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these slabs, I can ship it directly to you. Or if you're in the Florida area, Central Florida area, or anywhere close to that, shoot me an email. Email's in my description in the YouTube channel, and you can come out and check out some of these slabs. All right, well, that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and you guys have a good one.